So, what separates the men from the boys? Because there's something that I noticed recently that I need to expose in this video, because it's becoming a huge problem amongst the men, and especially younger men. And it's one of the reasons why you're not getting the results out of life that you think you should be getting. So I'm going to break down this concept, or I'm going to break down this topic of how to get respect, how to present yourself. All of these things matter. They do, guys. I know some of you guys think you should get the bare minimum clothes and all this stuff. I don't believe in that, because if it's cheap clothes, you're gonna have to replace cheap clothes anyway. So you just might as well just save up some money and get some quality clothes that fit and look decent. You ain't gotta get gallery department where the shirts is $1,000. That's stupid. There's no shirt that's worth $1,000. That's just name recognition at that point, and clout, because you can just buy the item. But anyway, I digress. Before we get into this video, because we got to break down observations that I've noticed about broke and lower class people and how presentation gets you respect. So if that sounds appealing to you, I need you guys to stick around, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can support are in the description below. So I'm working, right? And I stop for lunch. I stop in this parking lot because where I work is kind of like in a bad area. It's not bad to where, you know, shootings or and everything like that, but it's kind of like lower. So I'm sitting there in the parking lot and I'm observing the behaviors of the people, because, you know, watching people and how humans interact and work is just completely interesting to me. Excuse me. So as I'm watching these people, I notice there's a difference between these are all the observations that I've noticed about, you know, lower class individuals or broke people. So there's a difference between a guy that's saving money and an actual broke person. The person that's saving money, he shows up in a decent car. His car is kind of washed. He comes up, clothes already, you know, fit well. Not high-end stuff, but he's just going there to shop at this restaurant, or at this grocery store, because it's cheap, and he's trying to stack his money. Other people that show up in beat up cars, pants sagging, over clothes that don't really fit well, they're there because they have to be there. They can't afford Whole Foods. They can't afford any other restaurant or higher grocery chains. I don't know why I said restaurant. So here's the other thing that I've noticed about lower class people, and this is interesting. Oftentimes, broke and lower class people are often overweight. Now, when you go to upscale neighborhoods, the women are walking the streets and they're in shape, or they're, you know, they look decent. They're not severely overweight. The guys might be overweight, but sometimes the guys it's kind of like a 50-50 in the upper scale neighborhood. Sometimes the guys be in shape, sometimes they just have a little bit of a gut, but they're not severely overweight themselves either. But when you go to other places, poorer places, these people are severely overweight. Now, The reason why they're severely overweight is because they're eating cheap food. And cheap food is usually fast food. And they're in that area, it's like Jack in the Box, Burger King, stuff that if you actually knew what was in it, you wouldn't even touch it. Right? I keep recommending that book, Sugar, Salt, and Fat. That's the name of the book. That will give you a harsh reality about what's actually in your food. So, and here's the other thing. And this one is going to kind of make some of you guys mad, because if you like women with hips and booty, this is going to give you a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth. So, in my experience, the women that have big booties, they're often lower class, ghetto, ratchet. Doesn't matter, white, black, Latina, it doesn't matter. They fall into that category. Now, granted, there are some upper class people that I've seen and women that have, you know, the shape. But more times than not, that's correlated to lower class. Now, the reason why the big booty is correlated with lower class is because big booties equals overweight. The only reason, let's be real, the only reason you like those women is because their butt sticks out just a little bit more than their stomach. They're not really in shape. Their butt, just a good portion of that fat goes to their butt and thighs. They don't work out and look that way naturally. It's because they're overweight. Now, big booties equals overweight, which equals what? They're eating shitty food. Which means what? You're broke and lower class, because broke and lower class people eat fast food and are overweight. Upper class people are more in shape because they actually have decent food choices. They actually know how bad fast food is. That goes with the intelligence level as well. This is why class makes sense, because the upper class people, not all the time, but it's associated with smartness. A degree of it is. Not all of it, but a degree of it is. So, another thing that I've noticed, they have securities, or they have security in these stores, because I had to use the bathroom and there was a security guy right there. Why? Because when you're broke and poor, you don't have anything to lose, or you don't have anything, period. So you're more likely to steal something or commit a crime. So you guys have to take into recognition, or take into account, that presentation matters. If you have to do that, it is what it is. Be the guy that's saving money. You can still have some decent clothes that fit well. They can be H&M, or just like $5 a shirt, but it fits well. You look decent. Your hygiene is on point. Because presentation gets you respect. Just how you carry yourself gets you respect. Presentation can open many doors. This is why they say when you go on an interview, wear a suit. So presentation can open many doors, but what gets you the business, what gets you in there and keeps you to stay in there, in that door, in that room, is your competence. There's levels to it. There's people that don't take their presentation serious, so they don't even get inside the building. Then there's people that present themselves really well, but they're not competent, so they get into the building, but they quickly exit. The people that present themselves really well and they're competent at the job, those are the one that gets in the building and stay in the building. So hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys took something away from this video. You got some valuable insight. So before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, like the video, and I'll see you guys in this next video up here. Peace.